Every time we speak, we are coming from the essence of hundreds of previous conversations. So, if you had dull, dry, predictable conversations, when you speak, you will be like that, dull, dry, and very, very predictable. But if you're someone who's had a lot of interesting conversations, when you speak, the interesting perspectives will come out. So, do yourselves a great service if you want to be a great public speaker, if you want to be influential, if you want to call to action. Practice conversing. And there's a variety of choices that you can make. Like, for example, the simplest thing for us to do: find like minded people and talk about interesting subjects that are common to both of you. And when you discuss those commonalities, you get to explore, you get to expand, you get to reinforce the thoughts in your mind, clarify the thoughts in your mind, crystallize the thoughts in your mind, generate insights, and not just generate insights, but you can go into hindsights, insights, develop intuition, develop foresight of how to talk about and apply those subjects that both of you have in common. This is a very natural extension of conversation that we can do. Comes easy, isn't difficult for most people. Even introverts can jump into it and have that conversation. So converse with like-minded people. The second thing that you do: converse with people who are exactly the opposite of you. So if you are someone who's very positive, I'm just giving a dull example here, but if you're someone very positive, pick up negative people and start having conversations. Don't get affected by those people, but maybe try and spread your positivity to them. See if you can experiment and work with those conversations. If you can hold yourself in an opposite conversation, then it will be a great stretch of your imagination. So if you're a management person, speak to someone who comes from arts or sciences. If you're someone coming from hard-nosed finance, talk to somebody from the psychology space or sociology space. If you're someone who comes from education, talk to somebody who is running a corporation for profit. If you're coming from an NGO or policy making, then talk to someone who is coming from driving work and workers and engaging at that level with unstructured things. Much of this will stretch your imagination, like I said, and also it'll give you the chance to test your ideas with someone who's very opposite. Now, I'm not just talking about opposites of behaviors, I'm talking about opposites of thinking, opposites of subject matter, opposites of expertise, and that will make you expand your horizons significantly and test your logic. Now, as you speak to people who are like you and who are very different to you in various ways, the richness of your conversation is developing, but now is also the time for you to start speaking with critiques. And critics are people who come with a critical examination of things. If there is someone who can critically examine food, critically examine news, critically examine culture, critically examine movies, you will learn in those conversations how do they pinpoint substances, how do they pinpoint certain elements, how do they pinpoint gaps, how do they bridge the thought which was presented in a certain way to their thought and present it in a way that the reader or the listener gets engaged. Critics are great people to have those conversations with. I mean, you'll find some of these people even in our organizations, people who come from risk audit. They're great critiques of what is being done. But also on the outside, there are people who live around us who critique various other things outside of our work. And with that, and you are now armed to have difficult conversations, have constructive confrontation, challenging, brainstorming, negotiation type of conversations. And these will be far and few for some of us, but very easily available for those of us who are in career or business. And those hard conversations will get you to test your logic, argumentation, the construction of your thought. How do you begin? How do you engage? How do you prevent a situation from becoming volatile? And much of that will test the rigor of your thinking, test the rigor of your preparation, test the rigor of the substance that you carry within you, test the rigor of your approach, your methodology in talking. And that itself will shape your speech significantly. So while you do all of these things, you also need stamina. And stamina will only come if you can engage in long conversations, long, winding conversations. Now, for that, you may need to be a part of a group of people, a club on a certain idea, or then in professional debates or certain things which require significantly long considerations like research or academics or discussions around developing a new product or ideas. Those long winding conversations are the one that give you stamina and sticktivity, and they'll also show you not just the breadth and depth of the content that you have, but the intensity and the extent of the conversations that you can do. All in all, between talking to like minded people, people who are very different, talking to critics, having difficult conversations, and also developing your stamina in conversations, you will become a great speaker, provided, like I have said in some of my previous videos, that you have a lot of substance in your head through reading and exposure. You have written significantly and have great structure and clarity and call to action in what you do. And then you have these conversations. You will become an amazing speaker who can engage, call to action, inspire, even negate negative people. Wish you the very best in having conversations.